Yo, what's good, everybody? Hey, man, it's your boy Sarge. I had a couple minutes on me before headed into work, and I was just thinking about something, man. Just thinking about something, and the subject was understanding the hood. I know y'all be tripping like, Sarge, what you talking about, man? But understanding the hood. You know, over the last few years, man, I've thought from time to time, how do you fix the hood? How do you make the hood a successful, loving, happy, peaceful place? I mean, being a kid who grew up in the hood for a certain amount of time and spent time in the hood and played sports and enjoyed my life in the hood. The hood is not always bad. It really isn't. It's not always bad. But there's times and there's things that seem like they're problematic. Seem like they never stop. You can never solve or resolve certain issues in the hood. No matter how hard you try, no matter what you try to do, you just can't. And I was just thinking about the character, man. Shout out to Sonny Lister. I think it's Tiny Lister, the actor who played the character Debo. And we all remember the character Debo, man. He was known for being the neighborhood bully. And the guy who just terrorized the neighborhood. No, and you couldn't be nice enough to Debo. You couldn't give Debo enough things. You couldn't be, you couldn't be respectful enough to Debo. It was never going to be enough. And the neighborhood knew Debo was a bad guy. And behind closed doors, the neighborhood would complain about Debo. But in public, nobody would ever do anything about Debo. And here's the funny part about it. It was just one man terrorizing the whole entire neighborhood. Now, the neighborhood was bigger, larger than Debo. But nobody ever wanted to cross Debo because of fear of what would happen. But in the meantime, they lived being terrorized by Debo. Now, eventually, over in time, those Debos, man, it gets a time where maybe the law comes after Debo. And when the law comes after Debo, and maybe they might come at him hard because he's been terrorizing the neighborhood or a set or even in some cases, even your workplace, your job, and they come after him. And maybe they put him down in a way that was pretty aggressive. And then what we do in the hood, man, is we turn back around and we go, you didn't have to do it that hard. You didn't have to do so much. You could have been a little lighter. You could have talked to him a little bit more. But how do you put down a person or an entity or an organization that is so brutal? That is so brutal about making sure that anything in life that's happy, that's uniting, that's peaceful, is not going to happen. Because those Debos, man, all they care about is their selfishness. All they care about is their self-gratification. And the crazy part about those Debos is they're never satisfied. They're never satisfied. So they're like this tumor, man, in the community. They're like this tumor in the bike set. They're like this tumor at your job. Sometimes they're like this tumor in your family that you can never get rid of. It's like feeding an ulcer. You can never feed an ulcer enough to satisfy that ulcer. And I wonder about that, man, with us. Some of us just get it and we just say, you know what? I can't live here in peace and harmony. I can't live here and be productive. I can't live here and grow my family. I can't live here and run a successful business. So eventually I have to leave this area in order to thrive and be able to enjoy all the greatness that this world has to offer, all the greatness that society has to offer, all the greatness that I want to be able to put in place to establish a legacy for my family, for my organization, for my church, for whatever the case may be. I finally have to get to the point where I have to say, gotta let the hood go. Now, I'm speaking metaphorically about the hood, because the hood can not only be just a neighborhood. Again, the hood can be a lot of different things that I'm talking about in this scenario. But I'm wondering why we allow so few to do so much damage to so many. To stop peace, to be able to stop progress, to be able to stop unity, to be able to stop love. Why do we allow that? And that seemed like that's been a sickness in the hood. In my almost 60 years of living, you can never solve it. I remember one time the question was asked, how do you get world peace and maintain world peace? You don't. You just can't. Because the selfishness of man would never allow world peace to last for any period of time. Because of the selfishness, because of the greed, because of the not happiness in yourself, you would never allow the rest of the people to be happy. Because that's what selfish people do. They're self-absorbent. It's all about them. It's all about their happiness. And the crazy part about it, they can never be happy with anything. So they thrive to make sure you're not happy. You guys tell me what you think, man. Again, this has nothing to do with Motorcycling Day. This has nothing to do with the Art Elite platform. This is really Sarge's life in motorcycling. Some of the questions that I've been asking for many, many years, man. I'm curious to see what you guys' opinion is on this matter. Hey, man, it's time for your boy to head to work, man. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Peace.